Today on the Topping Show, Bud Light Score Skeet video is roasted. Chris Christie posted a video on why he hasn't dropped out, and he gets a positive comment. Chicago mayor says the city ends on the verge of collapse due to illegal immigration. Businesses introduce more return fees after the holiday rush. Nearshoring is gaining more traction in the business community. Costco goes viral for having Israeli-made goods, and Boeing is asking airlines to check for a missing part on the 737 MAX. All of that and much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder release twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of January, so if you click that button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have businesses introducing more return fees after the holiday shopping spree. Now, this comes to us thanks to WKRN. They note that several major retailers are starting to revamp their return policies. Long gone are the days where you can just return something 30, 60, 90 days out, heaven forbid, even without a receipt in some cases. Now, in terms of the breakdown, looks like some of the major retailers having the biggest changes include restocking fees or return shipping fees in addition to the holiday and return policies. Some of the largest ones comes from, geez Louise, TJ Maxx charging $11.99 per item returned, Macy's charging $9.99, and JCPenney coming in at $8, which, excuse me, again, $8, that's marketing fail. Especially in retail, the biggest phenomenon there is everything ends in 99 cents because it's a psychological phenomenon. The consumer will always think it's the first numerical nomenclature. So $9.99 sounds like $9, but if you have a modicum of intelligence, you know how to do some math. Local sales tax is, for us, 8.25%, so that would be over $10 in reality. So it's especially unusual that JCPenney specifically has an $8 restocking fee. Now it looks like in terms of the deadlines, Target is allowing for 90 days to return most items. Best Buy has to be returned by January 13th. That's perhaps one of the most accelerated return timeframes. Now, I wonder, let's see here. Because usually it's a net 30 or it's a net day for when you purchase a product and you bring the receipt. Let me see here. So Best Buy is not specifying if it's just by January 13th in general, or specifically to say anything about December 2023? Interesting. They also know that Macy's, Walmart, and Amazon, the returns have to be returned by January 31st, 2024, except for some Apple products. Apple products actually have a 14-day policy for the return window. So it looks like a Nashville shopper said, quote, "I work the holiday and I know how these people work hard. They're constantly having to move things around to keep things fresh, so I absolutely respect that." Let's see here. It looks like the National Retail Federation reports consumers are expecting. Really? I almost had to do a double take here. So again, the National Retail Federation reports consumers are expected to return $173 billion in holiday gifts this year, which is nearly a 30% jump compared to the previous year. Granted, they don't actually specify if that's due to just family members having some ineptitudes in terms of picking out products that the person would actually like to receive, or if it's due to defective products or having a duplicate. But I was going to say, geez Louise. And a lot of these stores, I mean, it makes sense because, again, retail, granted, I don't want to say you blame the victim in this case, well, maybe I do a little bit, but again, some of these retailers are expected hundreds of millions of dollars in losses this year from shoplifting and theft. Target alone estimated, I believe, to lose about $400 million in theft between individual theft, employee theft, organized theft. That's a lot of money just literally walking out the front door, or sometimes, I guess, the back door as well. And these companies just do not have the profit margins to support what I guess used to be the legacy return policies where you can return it, no charges, no restocking fees. I mean, we've noticed it more and more online, anecdotally speaking, when I'm looking at online products, and that makes sense because especially with online, you have to deal with the shipping, which that could be a huge cost, depending on the weight of the product. But, excuse me, in this case, I don't think these fees are ever going to go away. Now, fascinatingly enough, they do not break it down to see. I'm curious, are they actually making a profit on these return policies, similar to airline industries when it comes to the baggage fees, where first you had only one airline do it, and now they all do it by default. Heaven forbid if you actually if you're taking up 2 seats, they'll give you a free ticket. But if your little carry-on bag is 1 ounce overweight, they'll charge you 20, $30, whatever. Interesting, but we shall see if this expands to other retailers or how many of them accept the legacy return policies. Whereas, I mean, I think you can't beat Nordstrom's return policy, where it's pretty much no questions asked. They would take even tire chains back to their store, which is a hilarious story in and of itself for another time. Let me know. Do you plan on returning a gift this calendar year? Perhaps one of the most awkward things when you at Christmas time, where you get something you're like, you either don't like it or you have a duplicate, or I guess perhaps the least awkward thing would be an article of clothing doesn't fit. Well, unless maybe there's an overweight issue, that could be a little bit of an awkward conversation with the family, perhaps. But let me know. Are you planning to return anything from the Christmas season? And then, is it even worth your effort to drive all the way to the store or do all the paperwork? Or it'll be interesting to see how many people just throw it away or not even have to deal with this policy or just give it to a friend or re-gift it. Be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you again for taking the time to tune in today. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of January. So if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a comment is a great way to give me some feedback. Let me know how I could improve the show. Liking the video also is greatly appreciated, since it helps with the YouTube and Rumble algorithms, so the video gets more shared. Also, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight,